Uh, I was wondering how come you came to Almont to teach.
Well, I came to Almont because the University of North Dakota placed me there. They had a sort of an employment bureau for their graduates.
All right.
But when I went to Almont, I did not know I was going to have home economics. I thought I was going to have history and English, but I had that too.
Mm-hmm. Were you disappointed? Disappointed when you came to Almont?
No, it was colorful and it was exciting. Not so exciting maybe, but just interesting. The things that came up that I had never expected to face.
Tell them how you got by with your home ec.
I had never taught home economics except watching my mother. That's about the extent of it. So when I found out that I had to do this, I got in touch with my very closest friend, Frances Godfrey, who was a home ec major and was her first year teaching folk. So I got in touch with her and she gave me a lot of information, told me not to worry because all you had to do was follow the course and study and you know exactly what you had to make. That's what I did with her help. And then when I really got to found buttonholes, Elsa Halverson told me that her mother was excellent at that. So I sought out her help. And then Elsa and Elvira, both the Halverson and Elvira, were terrific when I came to them. They were both very good. And Elvira picked that up now and we went on just like that.
How many years did you teach now? 4. You met this year at the Sig Jacobson. That was love at first sight, I think.
No, it wasn't.
Well, tell them where you stayed.
Well, the first year I stayed at with Mrs. Fisher. And then from then on I stayed with Mrs.
I still think you stay with the next year. Come on. I don't read what the so that's right. That's interesting.
Anything spicy, fine.
Yes.
We like it. We like something.
Well, you asked me if that's where I met Silas. Yes, it was. I met him there. And after I started to go with him, he was very good with electricity and so on. He connected the doorbell with the alarm clock.
Did you have a doorbell?
Well, it wasn't a doorbell, but it was something or other that rang. Maybe it was the telephone was in there somehow.
We should the telephone.
He connected something in the kitchen to the alarm clock in the bedroom. And I put through the door, the alarm clock was on.
Wake everybody up.
In the early hours of the
Then they
morning.
knew what I was talking when I got home. And then the next day it was all over town. But I enjoyed going out to Grandma Commission. She was such a kind person. I don't know how she did it because Viola took everybody out there. She fed them and we had a nice time out there. And of course I enjoyed singing. That was a lot of fun. On weekends the Arlington girls would come in. And Mary would be home. Tina was too far away to come home every weekend. But she teaching around people.
And Mary was down.
I think she was young. Her school. And that was the first group of young people that I was acquainted with.
We used to get up to him to do Jake Webb,
Well, I really don't know. Arnold took me up there one time. He was a little old coup. And I thought I was never going to get there alive. The road was so good and he was driving so fast at least it seemed like.
I bet it was 20 miles an hour probably.
Oh, but there was one thing, Julian in Australia. And, oh, he of course. I think it was the second day of school. He insisted, I walked home for lunch. He insisted that he take me to school after lunch. No, I walked. No, I had to ride. So I got in this silly old car he had. He had the coonskin cap on. And he was going to take me to school. But instead of taking me to school, he went up and down every street in Elmont. Some of them 2 or 3 times. I was hollering like a Comanche. And then by the time I got there, everybody in Elmont knew that I was out riding with children.
And how old were you when you came? Yeah.
I was 20.
20. And you had 4 years of university then?
Right.
You were a smart
Julian,
girl.
Melvin, wasn't Julian from Kentucky? Yeah.
And how large was the high school?
Oh my, I don't know, but I'm sure there was maybe 14. Because that was a pretty big class that was there.
Yeah, but that was 14.
14.
Oh, and the seniors.
Yeah. But
Oh,
I mean, the whole high school.
I don't know. I couldn't even guess.
But there weren't many teachers.
There were 3 in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe 4 others.
Three on the grades.
Well, I know there were 3 in high school because the first year it was myself, and Baird, and Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Mrs. Anderson.
Well, she was a Mrs. Anderson was
Yeah.
in the grade.
Yeah.
And Viola was in the grade. I taught with Mabel Phelan too, and I taught with Georgia State. But I just don't know.
Georgia, I think that's it.
Right.
Kelly was the superintendent.
No,
No,
Baird.
Baird was.
Kelly was there for, what's his name? We got married when we were caught. He was supposed to put that. That doesn't happen.
Okay, is there any other exciting things to talk?
Now, your parents, were they both Scotch, you say?
My father was all Scotch. My mother was Scotch Irish.
And were they both born in this country?
We were both born in Canada.
Oh,
About 60 miles from each other. No, what is that?
No, no,
They're about 20 miles. My dad was born in Durham, and my mother was born in Holston, which is very close to John.
when they moved, your farm was in the Canada area, was it?
About enough time.
Oh,
Then my dad came to the state, North Dakota, when he was 16 years old. He came with his older brother. And the older brother could get work, but he couldn't because they thought he was too young. He couldn't do it. He didn't sit around. He got jobs. He did everything from selling sewing machines to hauling mail. And then, of course, they find themselves on a farm, Boston County.
So then you went to school in the country, I suppose.
Oh, yes, I went through 8th grade. And I went to Boston.
What it's like to transfer the snow.
Oh, I sure do. I can remember one year it was so hard to get seeds for the stock that my dad and a few of the farmers around went to Hannah and told them their land. But they put up hay, and I don't know how long they were gone. But, oh, I thought it was terrible. I just wanted my dad to come home so bad because I had to walk to school.
I think it's interesting you lived here, how homesick you were.
Oh, it's just a home that I got to use any sense.
Were you the oldest?
You see, I'm 4 years older than Elizabeth. But when I was at the university, I was so lonesome that I wrote a letter to my dad. I said that if they didn't come down and see me, I was going to go home.
But it was some woman that
Yeah, it was for next door. She was from Boston, and I found out that she was staying at another dormitory. So I went over and talked to her, and I told her that she should come to my dormitory, and then she did. And she was the one that talked sense and made me realize how sensitive it was and how terrible it was that I didn't even think of quitting when my folks were struggling so to get money enough to send me.
you were
I
only
straightened out after a while.
16 when you started university.
I was
Pretty young. She came out down when she was 20. She did 4 years.
And then the funny thing about it was after I had gotten my degree and started, I had 8 years of teaching experience with yoga in high school. I came out here and started all around the entry. And of course, I couldn't teach that then because I wasn't qualified for it. So I went back to school and got my own entry. In fact, I got before I was through my life.
Now, do you think, don't you think that the winters are much nicer down in the Alma area than up in the Boston County? It seems to me that they're even longer lasting, a little bit more severe up there.
Oh, it's colder up there, yeah. Yeah. And of course, it mellowed up there when we left. I should say when I left. The country there wasn't nearly as pretty as it is now. I go back there now, there's nothing but beautiful. That area around the medical field, it's lovely.
A lot of trees are just flat, even in our area, it's much more beautiful than
Less dust storms and less
Right.
excursions at okay.
Well, you left, wasn't 1940, was it when you left? No.
How long?
You had to go away.
Well, no, we didn't do 41. But then I was up there in Canada for a year and a half.
I see.
Farming with Parliament Dad. Yeah, well, we've always been like it was 20 below in Bismarck, it's 30 to 35 up there.
Yeah, and Grand Forks is very, very cold. So much colder than
Well, you're usually through with your harvest and stuff before
Yeah, I guess.
in the northern.
And we also have our spring work done, I think, before you get started.
Oh yeah.
how come your folks decided to go to California?
Well, my mother had a brother that lived in Sherman Oaks, and he was getting along in years, and well, I'm kind of going to get this too fast. When my Uncle John Logan and my Uncle Ed Logan took up homesteads, well, my mother did too. She used to do all her housekeeping for them and bake bread and stuff, and we were always so grateful for it. So later in years, my Uncle John moved out here to Sherman Oaks, and he wanted to do something for my mother to repay her for what she had done for him. So his wish was that they come to California and buy the place they were living in. And it was appraised, and my folks paid a half of that appraisal. So that's what brought them to California. My dad was getting close to retirement age, but I don't think he ever retired as far as.
Then he worked after he got out here.
Yes, he worked for the government. He was out at, worked at
Veterans Hospital.
Birmingham, which was a veterans hospital. He worked out there for several years.
He was still mowing lawns at 90.
God. How old was he when he died?
92.
Oh,
102?
no,
92.
92. I don't hear so.
I can tell that. Now, what about your mother? How long did she live?
My mother was 87.
87. She was younger than your dad. But she lived after you then. And that's what decided you should come out this way then, as your folks were here.
Yeah, we were in Bremerton, Washington, and after Janet was born, she was sick all the time, and she'd run such a temperature she'd be delirious, and then he had the rheumatic fever so badly that one time I went in, the doctor said that we better get out of Bremerton, under the husband and the daughter. So my folks were in Sherman Oaks. Of course, the suggestion was that we go to Arizona, but we got as far as Sherman Oaks, and that's as far as we went. We lived in what my folks called a hobby house behind their house, which we made one room into a kitchen and a living room, and then the other room was a bedroom. And we lived there until my folks bought that house in March years now. So that's about them.
How many years did you teach her then?
Oh, I don't know, 22 or 23 years.
And so the only other place in North Dakota you taught her Belmont?
No, I taught at Delmont, I taught at Rock Lake, I was at Calvin.
Or was that after Elmont?
And I taught at Munich.
Oh,
All in North Dakota?
yeah.
Okay.
I never knew that.
Well, at Calvin, I was there only for a short time because in the fall of the year, this teacher that had been there, she took a maternity leave. And I filled in a year for her. But when I was at Munich, that was kind of a difficult place because everything was divided. The teachers were half and half. Half were Protestant, half were Catholic. And it just kind of went through the town that way, and there was quite a bit of friction between the two groups.
I imagine that has changed now.
Oh, yeah.
In all places that has changed. But wouldn't you like to spend another winter in North Dakota and get the feel of it? Snow and the...
Do you want the truth?
Not just finish the
No, I wouldn't like to spend the winter there. But I love to go back in the summer and take it when it's at its best.
We like to have you come too.
But I don't think our hearts will ever be away from North Dakota.
No.
You know, you just keep comparing all the time.
I think that's pretty true, all right.
Well, when we were there, it was fine.
Sure.
But to go back
You're
now,
right.
I don't think I would want to stand.
When you were there, you didn't know any better.
Well, I suppose that was it then.
Well, I think the biggest part of that was nobody had enough money to get out of North.
Right.
That's
You were just struggling to try to scratch a living somehow or other.
But I don't think you'll ever find the same atmosphere. Well, like right here. We've been here longer than anybody else. on this, right in this area. And they'll never be a closeness or a friendship.
Well, I think that's true in our little area, community. We are more or less like a big family. If somebody breaks a leg or whatever, all the farmers get together and put in his crop or harvest his crop.
Well, don't you find though in little your areas here, if somebody is having problems, you all do?
Oh, yeah.
I think you do.
However, these people that live next door now, I think we could be dead in here for a week and they never know. In fact, they
they haven't.
never would.
No, they don't want to.
And there's been an awful big turnover of people there in the last 30 years. Some that lived within three doors, but we never got to know.
They just don't want to.
And it made us kind of cautious too because when somebody moves in, we know the right thing to do is go and introduce yourself. But in some cases, you're a little bit afraid to because 3 doors down here, we had a family that we still don't know whether she had a husband or not, but there were several men around off and on. And the kids were always picked up on marijuana, or stealing. And one night, the mother told fortunes that she used tarot cards. And one night there was a knock at the door, and Melvin went through the door, and whoever was there just stood, and he said, well, what can I do for you? And she said, well, we had an appointment at such and such a time for a reading. So we caught on right away then that she had the wrong place, and they were going up here for their fortune.
Wow. We never went up there to have a fortune.
No.
You suppose she's as good as Tamina Jacobson?
Well, she probably was better. I mean,
Tamina used
Tamina was probably better.
Oh, yeah. She used coffee grounds, and I used to get such a kick out of the women at Ladies' Aid or whatever to really listen to what she had to tell them. Oh, you're gonna get some money. Now you could see it right there. Now you're gonna have a trip, follow the coffee grounds around.
That's starting the coffee. But then now we don't have any coffee grounds.
No, nothing. Aunt Carrie used to do that too. Aunt Carrie told fortune.
Oh, did she?
She said it was the devil working in her.
Yeah, I bet she did a good job.
Yeah, and she felt it was the devil that told her what to do. Because she felt it was very evil to do this, you know. But I remember how that.
Ellen Lane was good at fortune telling. The coffee cup.
Oh, you mean Mrs. Walter Chocolate Pocket?
No,
Ellen.
Mr. Anderson.
Oh,
her name was Anderson.
Anna. Mrs. Bakken is Anna.
Anna, right, okay.
Oh, Ellen was good. Yeah. She could go down to the teapot for a coffee cup and toss the gallons left in it. You really have a fortune. Oh, your future.
This area, though, is still growing like crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the fastest growing area I read the paper just the other day.
Well,
Whether it's in the nation or in the state time.
when we were looking for a house, they told us to go west from Sherman Oaks. But they said Reseda was the spot that they thought would be growing real fast. Because when we came here, it was all horse farms. Beautiful, big white fences, you know. And Tampa here wasn't, it was just a trail like. There's nothing on the other side of Tampa. It was rural as could be, but now it's pushed out away beyond.
This reminds me of this tent city we saw down here. Tell us about that, what they're planning to do.
I don't know too much about it except what I've read. It's a group of people who are living in the top tent, and then they have this great big huge tent. I suppose it's for meals and stuff. But they're going on a peace march.
Well, they're starting this morning.
Are they? Beautiful morning this
The other
morning.
day, wherever we were, I saw somebody with a sweatshirt on that had this March on, so I assumed you were doing one of them. And where were we? I was going to call your attention to it.
No, I didn't see that.
And they plan to march to Washington D.C. Is that it?
And they get there in November.
Get there in November.
Isn't that it?
They plan on what was it, 15 miles a day?
They're going to make Pasadena today. That's 50 miles from here.
But where can they walk, in the ditches or what? No, there are no ditches here in this country.
Well, I don't know if his
Yeah.
places have what they call a bicycle walk, but migration.
And how many are there?
That isn't flat.
They don't do it.
No, they couldn't.
Yeah,
They don't have to. Well, you know, when was it? 1976, when this bicycle went by bicycle from I think they left that story to Oregon and bicycles to the East Coast. They used it freely because we got caught up in that mess on Highway 26 going through Oregon. And you know, the Highway 26 is only a 2-lane highway. So as the bicycles, they didn't all travel together. They be miles apart. So I forget how many it was. But if you come to a hill, the bicycles were going up. We didn't go fast because we'd have to wait to follow the bicycles till they got stopped. That went really slow traffic.
Yeah. But here's a couple of hundred or more going on this march.
Oh, I'm sure there's more than that.
Okay, there used to be so terribly many underground mines, not terribly many, but quite a number of underground mines in Sims. And the last one operating, as I understand it, was at your farm.
Yeah, Ireland started wasn't on a very big scale, but we just got our own coal and enough for the schoolhouse.
How big a vein was it?
Well, it was pretty close to 9 foot vein.
That's more than ordinary for Sims, I believe.
Well,
I think Dad used to say about a total of 7 feet or so, average.
maybe it was.
But that could be that there it would be more. I imagine you had quite a lot of water trouble there next to the creek.
Now, had a pump going. Well, it wasn't that much water, but had a pump on about every pump about 3 times a day to get water.
And then I think Tortoise made a mining car for,
Yeah.
that's the one we got at the museum in Elmont.
Yeah. And they rigged up an old Ford Model T. Made it, Tortoise did that, and made a drum on the wheel, and then started up there, just one wheel jacked up, and pulled the car out of the mine with a Model T.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they pushed him out, but it was quite a steep incline.
Well, it was real steep coming out because
I see.
the